5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, worldwide viewing audience, this is Don Gregory coming to you from the magnificent first floor studios of Southwestern University Athletic Department, Sports Information, with the great Elizabeth Swan, Megan Harden, and extremely proud today to be sitting here with John Bishop from the Houston area, I believe. John, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's
yeah.
correct.
And it's very, very cool too. I'm going to get a little bit heavy here to begin with, but I think all social change begins with a greeting and conversation. And I will say that I didn't even know this guy was on the planet until I saw him gimping around on his little cart and a big old swollen knee and a knee brace, and was like, oh my gosh. So I talked to the football coaches. Yeah, starting running back, was doing great. Was up for the Heisman from what I hear. And stepped on the turf. One of those sad things, laws of physics, knee popped. But anyway, John, just want to let you know today it's an extreme honor for me to be sitting here with you. I'll be honest, I don't really know this dude at all, but I know I talked to him in the hall. And obviously he's been a little sad and carried the sadness. But I say, man, this will hopefully pump him up and get you going. And people believing in you, John. But well, give us a little bit of your background. Who is John Bishop, and how'd you get to Southwestern? And just let the worldwide viewing audience know.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm from League City, Texas, just south of Houston, between Houston and Galveston. I attended a small private school called Bay Area Christian School. I'm one of 9 kids.
Oh, cool.
How I got to Southwestern, I can't exactly remember how they started recruiting me, but somehow they found me, and it's been great. So
It's awesome.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here. And again, so sorry about the misfortune, but may I also say, I told Megan I would stand up at one point to do the Heisman thing, and we needed to get a zoom in on my knees. I've had my knees replaced, so I think that was also another thing when I first saw John. You get those sympathy pains for somebody, and I told him I've had 11, and I don't want to see you go that far with them.
Yes, sir.
It's no fun having 11. But anyway, well, it's really cool you're here, and please understand, too, it's not an interview, it's not anything fancy. It's just a guy talking to a guy and having a conversation, so with people walking by in the background. So have you always played running back, though, John?
I have not. I played quarterback until my junior year in high school.
Yep.
And then we had a couple kids transfer in, and I just decided to make the move to running back. So
Yeah, cool.
it's been a good move.
Yeah, good. Well, I know the coaches were bragging on you and how well you did, and obviously, yeah. So is there hope? Is there a plan for you to come back for your later years at Southwestern, or see how it goes?
Hopefully, I'm going to see how it goes. I redshirted this year, so I'll have an extra year of eligibility. They told me 9 months to a year recovery time, so hopefully, I can get back by next year. But
Good. Well, we'll think good thoughts for you, man, because you seem like a great guy and dedicated, and yes sir, no sir, and yes ma'am, no ma'am, and love the backwards hat rocking, man. You just got to go, John. So in the hoodie and everything. Well, I imagine again, you look like a real good athlete. Did you play other sports growing up and stuff? Or?
I did, yes sir. I played a lot of sports. I played basketball. I played baseball. I ran track. So
Cool.
I played quite a few different sports.
A little bit of everything, huh?
Yes sir.
And you don't seem like one that really likes sitting around that much. You'd rather be up moving and.
Yeah, so that's been the hardest part. So.
Yeah. Still able to do like your core or push-ups or
Yes,
dips
sir.
or anything? So,
some upper body and some core. So.
There you go. And obviously still hanging out with the team and knocking around with the guys and stuff.
Yes, sir. I've been going to practice. So
Yeah, that's
good.
cool. They're great guys, man. I really enjoy, hanging out with the football guys. They're good people and get after it. So, but
Yes, sir.
well, a little on the personal side. What kind of car you drive, man?
I drive a Honda Civic.
Do you really?
Yes, sir.
Cool. And good gas mileage, everything? You have it here on campus?
It's got great gas mileage. Yes, sir. I have it on campus.
Nice. You drive that much around town, or probably just hang around and do your studying and knocking around?
I don't drive too much, but
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Got to be a Whataburger fan, having come from League City?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Well, that's good. I was going to say I was going to stop the interview if you said anything bad about Whataburger, but any other favorite food? What's your favorite food? In other words, you go to the Commons or can go out with the guys to a fast food or something? What would be your preference?
I don't know. Fast food, Whataburger's got to be my favorite for sure.
Good call.
As far as what my favorite food is, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm not too picky, so
Yeah, just
do anything.
if it's there, I'm going to eat it, huh?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Favorite music? What music you listen to, just in general or whatever? So.
If I'm alone listening to music by myself, I usually listen to hip hop or rap, something like that. So.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
And what are you going to be studying at Southwestern? Have you decided, or still kind of kicking around with things, or?
Yes, sir. I'm majoring in kinesiology.
Nice.
So I've enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed my professors, so it's been good.
They're great, aren't they? Scott
Yes,
McLean and
Yes,
Lou Vanessa. I believe the other Ben, is it the new, took up Jimmy Smith's office, the great Jimmy Smith? And
Yes, sir.
I can't remember, again, you probably, y'all call him doctor or something, but
Yes,
so
sir.
we get the privilege of being called by the first name. I apologize that I don't remember his first name or whatever, but it's okay. So any kind of minor you're going to go into, or just stick with the kinesiology?
I'm minoring in exercise, sports science, and business. So
Very good.
Doubling up on the minor.
Yeah, so you figure you're going to go into the kinesiology profession somewhere, I would take. But instead of maybe rehab or whatever, you're going to go like creating your own business with it, or new technologies with it, or design equipment, or...
I'm going to be a football coach. I wanted to be a
Very
football
cool.
coach since I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, so
It's awesome, man.
I've known for a long time.
It's a great life. Coaching is probably one of the best lives ever, I would say. Of course, it's all I guess I've really done. I worked in a computer firm for a year, and that was an absolute disaster. Where I was selling paper via the phone, and it was like, oh my gosh. And that, ironically, though, John, it's kind of funny. It was after I had blown out my right knee, the first knee surgery, and I figured, well, I'm going to forget athletics. I better get a serious job and a real job. And after about a year, I was stabbing my eyes and wanted to go jump in the bayou in Houston and just float away somewhere, and went, well, that's kind of silly attitude. So I got back to the sidelines, and here it is. So it's a great life, man. It's a great life. Great people and good guys and everything. So could you see yourself coaching football in Texas maybe, or?
Yes, sir. I'd like to coach in college, especially to start with.
Yeah.
But, if I coach high school football, then I would like to be in Texas.
That's best football in the country.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Best football in the country. Forget that, north of the Red River stuff, baby. It's it's about Texas, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah. So do you see yourself, let's jump ahead, post-graduation at SU? I mean, I'm sure you'll come back and, having felt like you were part of the stuff, at Southwestern, the ring last year and everything.
Yes,
And,
sir.
again, just seeing the guys get so much better. And but what do you see yourself doing maybe down the road? Are you going to stay in Texas or just head out to somewhere?
I'd like to stay in college, so wherever I can get an opportunity really is where I'm going to go, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Well, life might take you somewhere, and off you
Yes,
go.
sir.
And it seems like you're flexible and adaptable and incredibly smart and have the character and charisma, whatever. You'll do very well, John. So I say it's very cool. I'm not glad you hurt your knee, but I'm glad I stopped and talked to you the one day. I said, man, I feel for you, and here we are.
Yes,
And
sir.
this is the longest conversation I've ever had with John Bishop, for whatever that's worth. So it's cool, man. So all right, well, here we go. If you have any questions of me, obviously you can go ahead and ask. But if you were to give a message to your teammates, and I'm sure you've talked to them, what's the message you would give to your teammates, knowing that for the rest of the year you're going to be on the sideline?
The message I'd give to my teammates, I would just say is just keep improving every week. Play with a sense of urgency, to practice with a sense of urgency. We don't have many seniors, especially on offense, but just to keep making strides every week and play with a sense of urgency.
Nice. And get better little by little, right?
Yes, sir. That's
Just
right.
keep after it, right?
Yes, sir.
Put the head down and grind, right?
Yes, sir.
As the great Justin Broussard said in our comments, said, man, I'm a grinder. He had that big
Yes,
rig
sir.
hat, and he just, I'm a grinder. And it's like, man, that's a good thing, though. So, yeah, cool. Okay, one last question. Do you have anything for me you want to ask, or?
I can't think of
Fair enough. That's cool. As I said, it's the longest conversation John Bishop and I have ever had. And I'll tell you this, though, John, bones on this one. We'll have many more, right?
Yes, sir.
See you around campus and everything, because you're a good guy, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Enjoying hanging out with you. All right, so last thing before we wrap up. There's another John Bishop out there trying to decide, hey, man, I don't know what school I want to go to. What would you tell that young man? Or if it's a friend of yours that played a women's sport athlete, what would you tell them about the value of Southwestern? Man, this is the school you ought to go. So what would you tell that person coming into Southwestern?
Yes, sir. Well, I've loved Southwestern. I came from a small school, small classrooms, It was a private school. So it's been a great fit for me. The campus is beautiful. The professors have been great. The class sizes are really small, so you get to know your professors. When I visited Southwestern, I was sold, our facilities. We have fantastic facilities. We play on a great field at Georgetown High School. So, as far as all that goes, if there was a future John Bishop out there, I'd tell him definitely come to Southwestern. If I could give him any advice, I would say that, a big guy for me when I first came in is there was a running back here named Dylan Wilburn.
Yeah.
And so my dad said when I came in, he said, you watch Dylan Wilburn and whatever he does, you do. So Dylan Dylan Wilburn is the guy that taught me how to be a college football player. I watched everything he did. You know, I didn't ask him a ton of questions, but I just learned from him the way that he carried himself. I watched him. I tried to mimic everything he did. He had an outstanding work ethic, and he was a great leader. And I don't even think he was a team captain his senior year, but you know what? He was a great leader, and he was always doing the right thing, and he was always doing it the right way. So I just try to be that, and I try to be that to the younger guys that, you know, have come in. So
it's awesome. And I had Dylan in class, so I back up everything you said. So
Yes,
for those of you who don't know Dylan Wilburn, if you can envision a bowling ball with arms,
yes, sir.
that was Dylan Wilburn, and his calves were as big as an oak tree.
That's right.
Kind of a quiet guy, and I'm sure he was with y'all. He cut up a little bit, but you know, around us he was quiet. But it was always fun to see him around and say just an inspiration to the players. And I'm sure, John, you seem like a real humble guy, but I'm sure the younger players look up to you too and say, man, I want to be like John Bishop, man, because that dude's got it and everything. So that's it for today's conversation, and real pleasure for me. I say it's very funny. John Bishop, who pleasure to meet. Sorry about the circumstances once again, John, but life goes on. You'll get better, and hopefully you can watch this tape and go, that was really cool to do with Greg's. And all the people out at Southwestern, it'd be good for you if you do, no, when you do watch this, then come meet this guy in person because he's a great guy. So, and we'll look forward to the next conversation.